Miami. We don't drink coffee. We drink cafecito. Our pastries, we call them pastelitos. And at Doral Volkswagen, you don't just get a low price, you get a pricito. That means our lowest price. Take advantage of a pricito now on all your favorite new Volkswagen models, like the Tiguan, Jetta, Taos, Atlas, and more. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVW.com. Home of the pricito, our lowest price.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his Ellie Ryan take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Never go near power lines. Whether you are trimming trees or picking fruit, stay at least 10 feet away from power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or any object you are holding or standing on, such as tools and ladders, touches a power line. Hire a qualified line clearing professional to trim near power lines. Stay safe by keeping yourself and your tools at least 10 feet away from any power lines. Learn more at fpl.com/trees.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-1. He might have hit one out of the ballpark there. Out to right and deep. Second deck. He squared the bunt 2 pitches ago. And Kyle Stowers rips number 16 into the seats. Tied at 1, bottom 2.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
Pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back. Track wall. It is gone. Connor Norby. He's getting right. 1-1 pitch. That one hammered out to left center field and deep. Marcian Rojas back. They're looking up, and it's gone. Wag-a-tack, a 2-run homer.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, here we go. Nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We are live from Fenway Park on a steamy 86-degree Sunday afternoon. Happy Sunday, everybody. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 124 of 162. Well, this 11-game road trip that began with high hopes and excitement has been halted by a disappointing week that has seen the Marlins lead in majority of these games, but coming up short. Miami has posted a 2-8 record on this 3-city road trip, and to compound the problem, Marlins manager Clayton McCullough shared with the media post-game yesterday that all-star Kyle Stowers is headed to the 10-day IL with a left side strain. It'll force him to miss several weeks. He's placed on the 10-day. Joey Weimer was recalled from AAA Jacksonville. He will make his Marlins debut this afternoon. Another test for a team that has figured out the answers as far as adversity is concerned, and the task today, avoid being swept by the Red Sox. Jansen Junk will have a big say in that. He'll make his 11th start of the season. The Marlins will go opposite Garrett Crochet, two-time All-Star Southpaw. He's pitching to a 2.48 ERA. He'll take the hill for Alex Cora's Boston Red Sox here on this Sunday finale. We get going at 1:35 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Sunday afternoon with Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. I would say we have a fabulous, wonderful, sensational show for you, but we lead today with unfortunate news with Kyle Stowers. We'll get some down from Stowers and Clayton McCullough. Plus, we'll give you a little bit on Joey Weimer, again, who will make his Marlins debut this afternoon, playing left field and batting seventh. Jansen Junkie starts today. He'll sit down with Jack McMullen. They had a conversation yesterday. We'll get you at the count with Junk and Crochet. Jack will jump in for some headlines, how to get to Crochet, and our Expo question at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we'll start here with Kyle Stowers, who is been placed on the 10-day IL with that left side strain. Here was Kyle yesterday in the clubhouse when it happened and what it feels like now going on to the injured list.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just love being available, love being able to play. So, yeah, I don't like missing any games. I missed a couple early for my hand, and I didn't like that. And so, felt it the second swing of my first at bat yesterday. Just felt something a little weird. And, wasn't really bothered the remaining swings of that game. It's part of the game. Stuff like this happens. So just take it one day at a time. Do what you can to get a little bit better each day. I'm still kind of waiting on some more information, and just trying to not let my mind go too wild and just just take it moment by moment. Yeah, I mean, there's soreness during the game yesterday. If every single player came out of the game every time they felt something, they'd come out a lot more. So, to me, it didn't feel like something that I needed to come out of the game for it. So, there's some soreness after soreness today, and yeah, it's just one of those areas that you just kind of tend to lean with you just lean cautious. And so, I came back in with some soreness today. That's kind of the route we took. And,
Well, it's tough to hear, again, Kyle Stowers. You hear it in his voice, the disappointment. 10-day IL stint for Kyle Stowers, left side strain. And for Kyle, up to this point, 288 batting average, 25 home runs, and 912 OPS, the Marlins All-Star, and the July Player of the Month for the National League. Here was Marlins manager Clayton McCullough on Breaking the News.
Anytime you get some news like that, when someone who's been such a key contributor for us is going to have to miss any amount of time, and for Kyle, he's having such a great year. But I think injuries are an unfortunate part of our sport, and no one's going to feel sorry for us as we get going, moving along. So we still have a very tough, resilient crew and a talented crew in there, and we'll just come out and just keep moving along.
Well, the big thing there for Clayton McCullough is his team has had to overcome adversity all season long, but I think the big part of that is Kyle Stowers has been part of the answer to the adversity. Now the Marlins are going to have to dig deep. They're going to have to look around and figure out what they're made of, because Kyle Stowers has put up a year that was worthy of going to Atlanta. It's a lot easier to overcome adversity when you have your dude, Kyle Stowers, who has come through, it feels like, in every big moment. We can count the walk-offs. We can count the amount of times that he's come up in a big situation and delivered for the team. And he has become the heartbeat of this organization and this franchise. He is the Marlins face right now moving forward. The Marlins are going to have to figure out how to compensate, because you cannot replace someone in Kyle Stowers. You cannot replace 25 home runs, a 288 batting average with a 912 OPS on August 17th. You're just not going to do that. How do you figure out the compromise or the compensation as far as Kyle Stowers is concerned? Does the identity need to change? I mean, there's a lot of questions that come with this unfortunate news of Stowers going to the IL, because really the name of the game for the majority of 2025, get ducks on the pond, bring up Kyle Stowers, bring up Augustin Ramirez, and if those guys slug, the Marlins win. We mentioned the splits. In wins this year, Kyle Stowers has 20 of his 25 home runs in victories. He's got over a 330 batting average, and in losses, he's only hit 5 home runs, and he's in the mid-200s in losses. So a big test for Miami, the biggest one, I think, of the season. Doing this without Kyle Stowers, who is going to be out for several weeks. I know you look at the 10-day IL situation, but that is obviously just for a temporary reason. Clayton McCullough outlined in yesterday's media availability postgame that this is going to take several weeks. Now, the man that's going to replace Kyle Stowers, or at least go in place of him in the outfield, is Joey Wiemer, who is recalled from AAA Jacksonville. Joey Wiemer, 26-year-old, big boy, 6'4", 226. Played 151 games with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2023 and 2024. He was traded to Cincinnati on July 3rd, then traded to Kansas City, and then the Marlins ended up claiming him off of waivers on August 4th of this year. So little over, 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, and he was named the International Player of the Week with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, went 12 for 32, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, only 9 games, but he is the move for Kyle Stowers, and he is in the lineup this afternoon playing left field and batting 7th. Jansen Junk looking to, I think, find a little bit of a more consistent rhythm for Jansen. Couple of starts, these last 2 in particular, Cleveland and Houston. He's given up 2 runs in each of the opening frames. We'll see how Junk responds today. He'll sit down with Jack McMillan. You don't want to miss that. Marlins on deck continues. 1:35 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio.
New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep. Out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob. On the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse. Now, 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets right. His first hit of the night is an RBI single, and it's another run. It's 8-4 Marlins.
Welcome back here to Marlins on Deck on this Sunday afternoon. Welcome. Live from Fenway Park here on a much hotter. It's been beautiful the first 2 days here, Friday and Saturday. We were talking like low 70s. It's about 84 degrees here. It's going to be a hot one. Garrett Crochet will go opposite Jansen Junk. Steven Strom, Fox Sports 940 Miami. We appreciate you guys hanging out all weekend with us. The final game of this three-city road trip for the Miami Marlins. It's been unfortunate. The record 2-8 on this trip. Lost 4 out of 5 against Atlanta, 2 out of 3 in Cleveland, and looking to salvage a game here to avoid being swept before we head back to the 305. 39 games remain in 2025, and there's been some awesome bright spots this season for the Miami Marlins, Jansen Junk being one of them. He is 7-3, or the Marlins are, when Jansen Junk starts. He has filled in that starting rotation role in the back end seamlessly, and he got a chance to chat with Jack McMullen earlier yesterday ahead of his start on the Keys and everything you need to know going into this one against the Sox.
Thank you very much, Stephen, here with Jansen Junk. Jansen, last time out in Cleveland, it was a little weird because you really haven't allowed homers this year. You allow back-to-back in the first. You settle in. How do you go about settling in over innings 2 through 5?
Yeah, so obviously it's not the way you want to start, but I think as a starter, you can't give up that early. So you got to, once you get punched in the face, it's kind of, you just got to have the mentality of bear down and do everything you can to, go out there and put up zeros. And I thought I did a good job at that. And it was just, whole time it was just a mindset of, keeping pressure, being on the attack and not lose that, that sense of urgency and aggression. And I think that's like the biggest thing. Once you get down early, especially in the first 2 home runs, kind of pissed off about pitch locations, stuff like that. It's easy to, doubt yourself or give up. And, as a starter, it's my job to provide length. So that's the biggest thing in that situation. Just go out there, stick to the game plan, either adjust to, what you saw in the first inning and things like that, and just keep grinding.
Did it take a moment to remind yourself that this is the long game? Like, you have to prep over the course of 5 innings, 6 innings? Because when you came up, I mean, it was out of the bullpen. Granted, it was long relief, but you've also kind of experimented as a swingman before in your major league career.
Yeah, I've had all aspects of it. So kind of understanding from all, sides of it that, I've been the starter for most of my career. And just understanding that giving at least 5 innings is huge to the team, huge to the bullpen. And, to be able to go out there, throw out zeros. And I think I don't remember when I came out, it was like 3-3 or 4-3 at the time. So, it was 4-3 we just went up and getting that last zero in that 5th inning. As a starter, that's all you can ask for. And after I come out, it's whatever happens. But giving the team the opportunity just to be in that position is what you hope for.
First time pitching at this place. What do you think of Fenway Park?
Yeah, first time pitching here for me. Fenway special. The environment was great last night. Unfortunately, we weren't on the winning end there, but I thought the environment is great. Fans are into it, and as a player, you just feed off that energy. Either it's home or away. I love just having fan engagement. It makes the game that much more exciting and meaningful.
One of the guys that's really taking baseball by storm right now is our leadoff man, Roman Anthony. I mean, it seems like this guy is in control of every single plate appearance. As you prep for a Roman Anthony, what jumps out to you?
His bat-to-ball skills are very good. He's a good hitter. Has a game plan when he goes up there. And, for me, it's just diving into, my strengths and, seeing how it plays against him and, try to expose some of his weaknesses.
What jumps out about the rest of that hot Red Sox lineup right now?
I think they're, a scrappy team. They know how to get guys on, move them over, play the ballpark, and, they got some good, in the middle of the order. They have some power, and then, they're very quick on the bases, so keeping them in check when they get on, that's the biggest thing, because once, the momentum goes in their favor, the crowd gets involved, and that kind of momentum shift happens, and that's how they get those big innings. and tack on extra runs.
Jansen, last one for me. You mentioned a little bit earlier on you were a little upset with maybe some pitch locations in that Cleveland start. What pitch was giving you fits? Obviously, you are a very hard worker in between starts. What have you done to kind of correct that mislocation?
I think, mistakes are going to happen. Yeah. It's baseball. No one's going to be perfect. And I think it's more about the process, kind of thinking through, sequencing, just making sure I'm agreeing with the catchers, we're agreeing with the game plan, and not really worrying about results. When you're saying it was more about the changeup to Jose Ramirez where I yanked it a little bit, but it was down. I thought it was the right pitch at the time, but it was just a little in versus away. But I'm not too worried about the results base as long as we're working on the process, understanding where we need to miss with that pitch, and just getting those reps in, dialed in, and get the consistency with those pitches. I think that's the biggest part to have the best chance to go out there and execute.
Okay, that was Jansen Junk with Jack McMullen. So Jansen Junk, Marlins are 7-3 when he starts. And something to know about Jansen on the road away from Lone Depot Park, 4-0 with the 3.70 ERA, 41 in a third innings pitch. He had mentioned this is a special place, Fenway Park. He likes the environment. He likes the crowd getting up and getting at him. This will be his first career start against the Boston Red Sox. A couple things to look out for Junk. He's been clipped a couple of times. This is a guy that did not give up any home runs. From a percentage standpoint, it was in the ones, and the last two starts for Jansen Junk, or three rather, he's given up home runs to Jose Ramirez, Kyle Manzano, Christian Walker, and Giancarlo Stanton. So those are some really good names. I know all these guys, Ramirez 24, Manzano 21, Christian Walker 16, Stanton 12 home runs in 43 games. He's missed the majority of the 2025 campaign. But for Jansen Junk, it's going to be a tall task. This Red Sox lineup is tough. He will go opposite Garrett Crochet. We'll dive deeper into the matchup on the mound. 1:35 first pitch. Marlins on deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
33% of the way there.
That's Hall of Famer.
Hit 333. 1-0 pitch. That one looped into shallow left field. Profar coming on. He won't get there. That drops in for a base hit. Hicks going to come in and score. Otto pushes to third. And Jacob Marcy drives in his fourth run at the major league level. This guy's 8 for 17 to open his big league career. And an RBI knock gets the fish on the board. They trail 2-1 at the top of the second. In the lead. 1-2. That one hit in the air, out to right center. That's deep, that's carrying well. Harris is back at the track. He leaps up, he opens the bullpen door, and that's off the wall. It caroms back into center. Wagaman pushes to third, and 2 runs come in to score. A 2-run triple for Wag Attack. Braves of yesteryear.
No.
3-2. That one hit well, out to right and deep, down the line. White on the move, he's looking up, and it's gone! Into the chop house, Graham Pauley. Back-to-back days with a homer. He's got 3 now as a Marlin, and this is a 5-run second. 2-run blast. 5-2 fish.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez. And the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the fourth.
Trying to win it all again. Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions. The Marlins have stunned the Yankees, shocked New York, and this improbable team, improbable ride, they end up on top, winning in 6 games over the Yankees.
You're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Happy Sunday. Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. 39 games remain here in 2025. We appreciate you if you tuned into 1, 5, 10, 100, 120. What are we at today? 124. It's the 124th game of the 2025 season. Jansen Junk will go opposite Garrett Crochet. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Junk, 29-year-old right-hander who will make his 11th start of the season, 16th appearance. He's 6-2 with a 4.06 ERA, 75 and a third innings pitch, 52 punch-outs to 8 walks. He tossed 5 frames last week against the Cleveland Guardians, gave up 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 punch-outs, no walks, 2 long balls. Junk, a couple notes on Junk. The first inning has been a little bit of a kryptonite for him. He gave up 2 runs against Cleveland in his last start, 2 runs against Houston in the start before that. The other thing that has come up is the home runs. He's gotten clipped 4 times in his last 3 starts. Big key, though, to look at the names: Jose Ramirez, Christian Walker, Giancarlo Stanton. This isn't, some Joe Schmo. These are big-name guys that were getting at Junk as far as a long ball is concerned. This is going to be his first career start against Boston. On the road this season, Jansen Junk is 4-0 with a 3.7 ERA, and the Marlins are 7-3 when Jansen Junk starts this season. The task at hand, a very large individual. Garrett Crochet, 26-year-old southpaw. He is 6'6", 245, 2-time All-Star. He is in season 1 with the Boston Red Sox. Crochet was dealt last December from the Chicago White Sox for 4 prospects to right here in Beantown with the Boston Red Sox. He's 13-5, a 2.48 ERA, 152 and a third innings pitch, 188 punch-outs. That's best for third in baseball, 12 away from that 200 mark. That's usually what starters, that's like the goal, right? Like you talk about the 300 average for batting average. That is the goal for pitchers. If you can get to 200 strikeouts, you had a heck of a year. He's going to blow past it. He did take the loss on Monday, though, allowing 5 runs on 7 hits and a walk over 4 1/3 against the Houston Astros. 5 Ks. It was a season low for him, 4 innings, and it matched a season high for 5 runs. Thing about Crochet and that start, a lot of Houston's offensive success came on that first pitch. And I actually looked this up. Crochet, when he throws his first pitch, opponents are hitting .319 with an .847 OPS. He's not a guy that's going to walk you. So if you're a batter, and this is much easier said than done, folks, I'm not going to front here. You're going to get something good. You're going to get something across the plate. You're going to get some nasty stuff, but you're going to have to be aggressive with Crochet, because if you don't and you get behind the count, good luck. 4-seamer, a cutter, a sweeper, a sinker, a changeup. Those are some of the ammo that Garrett Crochet has to offer. And the thing that I'm sure Jack and Gabby will get into at 6'6", guy gets great extension. He has also this deceptive lefty delivery. He hides the ball well. It's a lot of arms. It's really difficult. It's the bottom line. Crochet is going to go opposite Jansen Junk. We're going to break here. I want to get deeper into Crochet. Jack is our pitching guru, and he had a chance to watch Garrett Crochet on the south side, so he can much better tell the story of what Garrett Crochet has to offer than me. We'll break. We'll talk about Crochet. We'll talk about Jansen Junk, and the one that's going to replace Kyle Stowers. Not fair to say, but he will from a technical roster standpoint. Joey Weimer, what to expect with Weimer, who will get the start today in left field and bat 7th. 1:35 first pitch. Marlins looking to win number 3 on this road trip and salvage one in Boston before we head back to the 3:05. Marlins on deck continues on the Marlins Radio Network.
And gone, and the 3-1 pitch. Augustine cranks out to left and deep. He didn't miss a stitch of it. Solo blast for Augustine, number 16 on the year. He got 98 over the heart of the plate and 112 on the way out.
All right, here's the 1-2. I got a question for you guys. That's ripped left center field and deep. Grisham going back. It's going. It's gone. Goodbye. Augustine Ramirez has hit his 2nd home run of the game in as many at-bats against his former organization, the Yankees. 2 solo shots. Have the Marlins up 2-0.
Why do these wins feel a little bit different against this team in front of this crowd?
I think it's just the atmosphere, for sure. Fans are making it feel like they're really special games, and I mean, we're playing good teams. These are the wins you need to get if you want to be one of those really good teams, and we feel like we are.
We saw 25 runs total yesterday between these two teams. You caught a shutout tonight. What separates Yuri from the rest?
I mean, I think he's just scratching the surface of what he could do. I think if you ask him, he didn't have his best stuff tonight, and that's just like a testament to how good his stuff is. I mean, he's going to compete like no other, and he's going to battle with what he's got. And I mean, he's got some crazy gifts.
What happened with the pitch comm? I saw you guys going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know. He couldn't hear it. It wasn't working. It was only working every few pitches, so we had to figure that out. We were going to have to go old school if we couldn't figure it out.
How do you assess where this team is at right now?
I think we're just taking it day by day. I think everyone in that clubhouse knows how good we can be, and I don't think we're putting...
Unlimited welcome. Y AT&T Internet 300 más una línea Unlimited Started SL. Requiere Xfinity Internet. Velocidades reales varían. Velocidades se reducen después del uso de 30 gigabits por línea. Los límites de datos y los ahorros reales varían.
Sports 940 Miami. Marlins on deck here on a Sunday afternoon from Fenway Park. Game 3 series finale. Final game of this road trip for the Marlins. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen. Jack, there's a very large man that's going to take the hill today, and it's going to be Garrett Crochet. I had mentioned just the areas of attack and how the Marlins should go about this. Aggressive as far as the first pitch is concerned. Opponents hitting 319, 847. Anything you want to add and expand to that?
Yeah, big man, throw fast, spins well. Like all of it for Garrett Crochet. He's one of the best in baseball. I think he's the second best left-hander in Major League Baseball, only behind Tarek Skubal in Detroit. And here's to hoping we do not see Skubal when Detroit comes to Miami a little bit later on this month. For Crochet, honestly, it's simple for me. Try and clip the four-seam fastball. Yep. He's allowed 13 homers this year. 8 have come against the four-seam fastball. So, that's the thing for me. Thank goodness there's a lot of righties in this lineup because he is a nightmare with how big he is and the crossfire delivery that he has. Lefties, it's like you're seeing the ball come from right field. It's very Chris Sale, Randy Johnson-esque.
There is not one lefty in the lineup for Clayton McCullough.
Yeah.
Xavier Edwards, obviously being a switch hitter, he's going to bat from the right side. So Clayton McCullough going with an all-9 right-handed batting order. We'll see how the Marlins do this afternoon, looking to avoid the sweep. Jack and Gabby have your call in about 8 minutes. I got a break. Expo question, Steve's guarantee, and then we'll play some baseball from Fenway Park on the Marlins Radio Network.
Visit Miccosukee Casino and...
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the fourth. Opposite of Texas's concern with him. They thought that he was going to be in an insane amount of pain.
Yeah.
Pitch to X. That one stung. Past the dive of the second baseman. Albies into right center for a base hit. Myers will score from second base, no problem. And Xavier Edwards got to 300 last AB. This time he pushes to 301. Afternoon, getaway day at 1:35. Jen Powell calls balls and strikes. 3-1. That one sprayed into left field, down the line. Long run for Profar. He's still moving. That drops in. It's a fair ball. Hernandez was drifting towards third. Now he gets the run around home, and the throw coming home is late. That was a line hunter. Profar is explaining to the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, that he thought it bounced to the right of the chalk, or the left of the chalk, I should say. Yesterday has hit the skids a bit for his last few games. And the 1-2, that one cracked into right center. That is in for a base hit. That's going to keep on rolling for a while. Marcy around third. He comes in to score, and that's Major League RBI number 2 on hit number 3 from Troy Johnston. Stretching Cappy maybe 10 pitches further than you would if you were on 4. 0-1. Hernandez lifts that one high in the air, out to left and deep. Profar is back at the track. It is gone. Into the Marlins bullpen. Big Bert again, his 7th home run of the season, and it's a 2-run shot, 5-0 Fish in the top of the 5th.
All right, back here on the Marlins Radio Network. We're about 6 minutes away. Good time management, Steven. Really good job. Jansen Junk goes opposite Garrett Crochet. I got to be quick here, folks. And, again, we thank you for tuning in today. Kyle Stowers on the 10-day IL. We heard from him. Clayton McCullough as well. Joey Weimer will start in place of Kyle Stowers. Danny Alvarez, appreciate the sound as well, buddy. Jansen Junk, thank you again for joining the program. At Marlins Radio, who is the all-time RBI leader in Red Sox franchise history? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up. Let's play some ball. First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
All right, folks, listen up. Everyone gather around here. Marlins have to be aggressive early in the count against Crochet, and here's why. When Crochet is ahead of the count, opponents are hitting 159 with 116 punch-outs. No thanks. Garrett Crochet's number when opponents swing at the first pitch, well, they're hitting 319 with an 847 OPS. Crochet isn't going to walk you, 6.5% on the walk rate, 8.5 is league average. Be aggressive early and often for Garrett Crochet. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Gabby Sanchez, you know that man is always ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins on Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball, it is next on the Marlins.